then my coworker at the job that I had at teaching the art classes, she said, Rebecca, they throw away stretch bars. You should turn into a screen product for your Etsy shop. And I was like, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do that. So I came home, showed my husband, and I said, we're going to develop this new product, and we're going to put on Etsy. And that year, we made it. That year, I think we made $50,000 on Etsy.
What? Whoa. I'll fall out of my chair here. Wow. And it was just screen art, or did you have other kinds of art?
It was just screen art.
Just
and
screens.
then it was just screen art. And then I Googled to see who was painting screen art for me to learn from, and so I can have an idea and inspiration. And I could not find anything that I like it. And I said, you know what? I remember the day where I throw everything and I said, screw this. I'm so tired. I can't find what I want. I'm going to create it.
Mm-hmm.
So I create my own technique, my own style, my own paste. I started looking everything in the kitchen, in the house. What do I have that I can put on a screen? And I created my own style. And I never told anybody at my job that I was doing this side business. And I would work during the day doing the screens. I work at night teaching. I work in the morning doing book illustration. And I was just hustling because I made a decision. It's not fun to be broke. I didn't like it that. Wasn't fun. It wasn't cool. I didn't want that for my life, you know. Wasn't the full American dream.
Didn't want to be the starving artist, see?
I did not want to be the starving artist. So back in the time, so when I started doing this, I started getting very much into self-growth, like, you know, personal growth, and listen to different books. And I think I read about 3 books a week. Like, I still do this. And I went to YouTube and I listened and podcasts like crazy. That was when I started to, a little bit after this, I started finding Kathy Heller, Don't Keep Your Day Job. And I was like, man, I can do this thing. This is going to be amazing. I really believe this. So one day I went to work. This is going to be a shock. You're not going to believe. You're going to fall out of your chair. I went to work. And I remember listening to Tony Robbins that day, and he said, everything you want is already available to you. You just need to figure it out how to get it. So I went to work, and I learned that we need to ask, right? And I saw one of my friends. She was a customer. She was coming like 100 times. She was there all the time in my classes. And I joked with her, and I said, did you just got a BMW? And she said, I actually got 2. And I was like, really? And I was like, you have 2 choices. Teach me how to get a BMW, or you can give me some money. And she smiled really. She was super bold. She smiled really big, and she said, what do you need money for, Rebecca? And I said, my dream is to open my own franchise and be my own boss. I would love that. She looked at me and she said, don't you ever ask anybody else. And I was like, what do you mean? Can you come to my house? Can we talk more? The next day she came to my house as a Silas investor, which I call her, she's my angel. And I remember, because when I asked her for money, I asked her for a lot of money, right? And I told her, I said, I did not know you were rich. You were rich all this time? You know? And when she came to my house, I said, I'm going to make a presentation. I'm going to show you how much profit you're going to do. I want to show you that I'm going to be a good worker, that I'm going to be a good boss. Let me tell you. And she stopped me and she said, stop. Rebecca, I have been watching you for the last 5 years, teaching and working for somebody else. If you're going to work for somebody else with the joy and the hard work that you did, you'll be just fine working for us. Sign a check and put it in the bank. Wow. I was able to buy my own franchise.
Woo. That's awesome.
It's like a story of a movie.
It's the dream.
It's like when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, America. America's great. But it's like when you actually put the hard work into believe, and you work like the opportunity will come. You work like the opportunity is going to find you there working. And you show up and you do the job that you need to do as an artist, you're going to see that things are going to start falling into place. And it's going to be incredible when it does. It's going to be like I am dreaming, right?
That's what the show's all about, baby. Artists making it happen. But you got to be prepared, as you did. You practice almost every day?
The key is, listen to me, if you're an artist and you want to paint for a living, or if you want to make money in any way in the creative community, there's no way ever that you can show up one day and expect to have the results of 10 years, 2 years, okay, of work. The key is that you consistent show up when even no one is paying you. It has to be the self-motivated that you say, no one is paying me and I'm going to show up and I'm going to do the work. Guess what? One day someone will.
Yep.
Right? One day someone will. But you have to work for yourself. But you also have to have the urgency to believe that it is important to work for myself. So when I work at that painting teaching, I used to tell everybody, this is my bridge, baby. I'm going to have many different, this is my bridge, but I'm going to use this bridge to do the best. I'm going to be the best here that I can be. You know? And then the funny thing is, when we went to buy the franchise, they find out what I was doing with their trash. And they're like, what? You put screens on our stretch bars? No way. And I was like, yeah, we make good amount of money on Etsy doing this. You know? I was able to take my husband out of his job, and I still work teaching, but I was like, yeah, we're doing better than before. And I remember that guy called me, you know, the CEO of the company, national company, and he said, you know, Rebecca, we thought a lot about your story and how you started with us for nothing and how you create this product for nothing. And we want to go ahead and license you.
What does that mean?
I was like, license? What does that mean? Exactly. That's exactly what I was like, oh, what do you mean? He said, teach us how to do the screens the way you do. And we were going to create a class. And this class is going to call Rebeca Flott Arts, Screen Art. And we're going to run this national. And every time there's a class, a screen art, you're going to get paid.
Wow. How cool is that?
And I was like, this is incredible. How can the frame that I used to get from the trash now carries my name?
Just going back to Brazil, right? Using what you could.
Exactly. And this is what I realized today is like, okay, so my childhood and the struggles and everything wasn't so bad because that actually built me to think the way I think today. To say, let's not waste anything. Everything can be used. Everything can turn into an amazing piece of art. You know? And then, so my struggle have becoming my glory today.
So have you been back to Brazil?
It took me 10 years to go back.
You did go. So you made it like your family requested, right? And
I did. I made it into my family request, come back when you made it. And when I came back, I actually was able to pay for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. And I paid for I felt like I was supposed to do that for them. And I said, I want to do a party. I want to invite the entire family, and I want to do a wedding anniversary for you guys, because I really believe we need to show the generations how to celebrate marriages that are strong. And, and then when I came and I saw my dad, and I started crying. I was like, wow, they're older now. I lost that. It'll make me cry just to think about it. I lost those years, but I didn't lost. What I did is I chose to find myself in those years, and I was able to come in and do the party, and it was amazing. It was so good. And 1 month after that 50th wedding anniversary, my dad found out that he was with cancer. And the second time I go back home to bury my dad. So I didn't even made it I didn't made it to even say goodbye. So I really saw my dad one time in the 60 years that I came. But it was more, I knew this is what he wanted. And I know that he's so proud.
Yeah. He is. He is. Definitely.
So I love to see that the people that I touch with my art and my story and my drive and the way that I see life and the way I see hope, it's not, any of that is not wasted. Any of that struggle, any of that burning hell sometimes, or the lack of feeling lack, any of that, it never wasted, because I really believe that my life is getting better and better. And I had a guest, his name is Elliot Schweiger, and he said something that one of the quotes that touches him, that he says from Churchill Hills, is that history will be kind to me because I intended to write it. And I really believe this. I believe that history is going to be kind to Rebecca because Rebecca is going to write it.
Let that sink in, everybody. Okay. That was heavy. And as everybody knows, my mom passed in December of 2018, so yeah, I can empathize. But we're back, and
All right.
We're sharing, we're caring, and let's switch gears a little. And I'm very interested in, how did you figure out the process of painting on a screen?
Okay. So, I wanted to make, my first screen wasn't like, oh, let me make a business. That was not the process. I wanted to make a gift. I wanted to make a gift for Grandma, because Grandma likes to put things outside. She has beautiful flowers and porch. I wanted to do that. So when I wanted to figure it out, and listen, if you go on Pinterest or Etsy, you can see my process of being really bad and become a little bit better. But I just really try a lot of different things and see what it works for me. And when you put something in a canvas on a screen that you say, I really like this, I can definitely hang this in my house if somebody not buy this. And I think when you get to that point that you say, I like this, I think it's good. So I feel like as an artist, every artist will have their own process. Why? Because first it's like, no one does make art to say, here's the recipe of the cake, go copy, okay? A lot of people believe in that. I get it. But truly, what the value is when you experience something and you try to put your own voice and your own heart in that creation until you get to the point that you say, I really like this. I like it. And then guess what? Others will like too. And now I sell my art. I have a painting that I'm about to ship to France. 2 weeks ago, I sold to Italy. I sell to Australia, Canada, United States. So now the things that I like it. Other people like too, and they buy from me. But when they buy from me, I heard this thing that says when you buy